up until very recently, most teachers that I talk to still actually see curriculum. And this is more in the U.S. model, so I'm not sure here in Australia, so you could probably tell me if it's Australia or not. They actually think the actually textbook is the curriculum. Yeah. From page 1 to page, and they base success based on how far into the textbook they actually got through. Because the school made a big investment. Each textbook's over $100, so how far down can we go? So what happens now is that now teachers are remixing. So we went from just doing what you're told, and then some are basically entering this remixing world where they're taking content that the textbook is providing, taking content that they're finding from the internet, taking content that they found out from a conference, and sort of repurposing it and redelivering it back to students. I think that, and then there's another group that's discovering how to basically engage students, which is, I think, your goal is how do we get teachers to engage students to become empowered enough to co-create content.
Sure. Teachers are trying to get kids to do that, but they're not doing it themselves.
Yeah,
so
that's absolutely true.
Co-contribution and co-creation and getting feedback and getting some response about how the learning is being built and how it's delivered is really important.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we need to kind of break down the barrier if we go into the classroom and close the door and deliver the stuff we've got to deliver. We want to make teachers more aware that learning now isn't an individual process, that it's a collaborative process, and they need to work in that space of collaboration. And social media can be a really powerful tool to help co-construct the curriculum and learning they're going to deliver to kids.
You know, this is one of those times where, I mean, if I can wave a magic wand, I wish that I could take this opportunity, if this is a conversation that's going to happen at your school, you know, really take your biology professor or your biology teacher or invite a biology specialist to come into the classroom and really give an excellent visualization of what does it mean to have an ecosystem and the value, the purpose, the function of an ecosystem, and how collaboration, not necessarily competition, is something that is, you know, critical to the growth of an entire community. Working in the Silicon Valley, working in Hollywood, it's essential that people share information now. It's not something where in the past where you were your differentiation was the fact that you had access to something that nobody else did, or that you created a special relationship with someone or with a group that only you had access to. Therefore, that was your business plan. Now, companies recognize that their business plan has to survive, exist, and flourish based on a series of collaboration mechanisms, not because it's like the fun, cool thing to do, but because it's scientifically sound. That's what we have to do. In fact, this month, if you guys can pick up the copy of Scientific American, or I think it's called Scientific American. I forgot. So was it Scientific American at the airport? I saw it. I think it's called Scientific American or Scientific Journal, and it's a whole thing. It's called The Science of Collaboration, and it really kind of breaks down how essential today in a world where innovation needs to be your differentiator, that you need to make sure that you're seeing things from as many different point of views as possible. So, I mean, that's something that I think that you're absolutely right. I think what teachers need to realize, and I think now I'm not just talking about teachers in the school. I mean, just teachers in general. I need to realize just really how powerful it is to stop and take a look at the impact of what they think their ecosystem is versus what really is the ecosystem that they can contribute and help flourish.